And we're recording. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
As always, wow, hello.
It's never going to be normal.
Yeah, I know, but it's okay. So, as always, we are Precarious Pixels. I am Tim, with me, sitting across me, the man of the hour, the man who cannot be denied, who knows so much,
wow,
who's seen so many things.
Dwayne the Pebble Johnson.
Yes, Dwayne the Pebble Johnson. No, it is Bob.
I'm sticking with the Pebble.
You want to be? I will call you the Pebble.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go.
So we should be Pebble and the Skis.
Pebble and the Skis? No, we're not shock jock, morning shock jocks. It's Pebble and the Skis. Bringing you blah 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 blah. Sound effect. No.
Yeah. Kendall Jenner's up to some shenanigans today, and how's that traffic out there?
Well, let me tell you about traffic, blah blah.
That should be our podcast.
Pebble and the Skis. So I'm the Skis?
Yeah, I'm Pebble.
No.
Alright. What do you want to be?
I want to be what the actual show is. Alright.
So podcast number 33, Pebble and the Skis.
Podcast number 33, which I did name 32. The very last part is Bob's fat-shaming Alec Baldwin. This one will be Pebble and the Skis.
But it's spelled like ski, like you use for downhill skiing, plural.
Oh, I thought you were saying skis.
No, you're multiple skis.
Like, okay. Skis. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I wrote that down. Episode...
It is 33, right?
It is 33. We are show 33.
Yay!
That is right. Pebble and the Skis, show 33. I can't wait. So, a lot of things happened this week. Some stuff that was very surprising. One of which is that we have a show that's going to be called Pebble and the Skis.
It's a great show name.
Yeah. All right, Pebble. So, you saw some...
I like it.
You saw some movies this week.
I did.
I'm trying to think. I could have sworn I saw some, but that doesn't matter. You saw Christopher Robin.
I did.
Was
it says shock jock like Christopher Robin?
That's right. Was it a tearjerker? Was it?
It was at the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
It's very old school Disney.
Yeah, because Disney, that's what they do. They make you sad at the beginning, and then by the end, you're happy.
You are. I really thought it was brilliantly done. I don't know if they were puppets at some point.
Okay.
Or CGI the whole time, but the animals, the 100 Acre Woods animals, I don't. Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Eeyore and
Piglet.
Kangaroo.
Is it Kanga and Roo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I always thought that was kind of weird, but...
Yeah, because Kanga's the mom and it's little Roo.
Right. No, I get it.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure.
I don't remember the owl's name. Mr. Owl?
No,
Merlin?
No. Archimedes?
Archimedes, yeah, that's...
No, that's from Sword in the Stone. I don't remember the owl's name. But it's not Mr. Owl.
Wise Old Owl? Dumbo?
No.
Dumbo?
It's not Dumbo. But we'll figure it out. I forget, what's the rabbit's name? Isn't it just Rabbit?
Yeah.
So maybe Owl's just Owl?
Maybe. Because Piglet's just Piglet.
Tigger's, Tiger, Tigger.
Yeah. Winnie is a Pooh.
Yeah. That is kind of the one that is kind of the set, like, well, except for Eeyore. Eeyore is a donkey.
Yeah, but they make the noise Eeyore. Eeyore.
Is that where the name came?
I would imagine.
Really?
Yeah, what else would it be from?
I always thought they did hee-haw.
Yeah, but this is England.
Oh, that's true.
England.
They're proper there. So, did Obi-Wan Kenobi find Winnie the Pooh?
He did. He found him in the park.
Okay.
You don't see how they originally meet.
Right. But you said this, it actually goes through a couple, like, things, like, it's about him leaving as a boy. Christopher Robin leaving.
The beginning of the movie, he's leaving the 100 Acre Woods to go off to boarding school.
Okay.
And they have this really touching moment where they go up to a hill and sit down together, and he says, always remember us. Like Winnie the Pooh. It's so sad.
Oh, really?
Winnie the Pooh turns to him and says, "Promise you'll always remember us," or something like that. It's rough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh yeah, of course I'll always remember you," but with a British accent.
Okay. I think that was a great British accent.
And then he takes off to school, and then some stuff happens. He grows up, and he doesn't remember them anymore. As is the case with Disney movies. And his kid finds a box of his old drawings, and one of the drawings is of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, I think.
Okay, and then the kid was like, "Who's this?" and
something like that. He ends up spilling. I want to say he spills just straight up honey on it, although I don't know why.
And it's magic honey.
And then that revives, I guess, the 100-acre woods. So Winnie the Pooh wakes up, and he can't find anybody.
Oh, okay.
Leaves through this stump that nobody ever goes out.
Okay.
Because that's where Christopher Robin comes in. And then he exits at the park and meets back up with Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's like, "Hey." I guess we should call him Christopher Robin. It's impossible not to remember his name.
Yeah. So he meets up with Christopher Robin, and he's having some
really tough life problems, like
marriage and work and
work. He's been told to lay people off or make these cuts, and he really doesn't want to, and it's like super depressing.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he has to concentrate on work. Meanwhile, he wants to get Winnie the Pooh back home because he's causing all sorts of ruckus in the house.
Gotcha. But other people, it's not like, oh my god, this man went insane, and his imaginary friends aren't really there.
No, other people, when there's situations where other people would see it or hear Winnie the Pooh talking in London, he does.
Okay, so it's not like, oh, he's insane.
No.
And this is some weird fever dream he's having. This is actually like people see Winnie the Pooh running around.
Yes, so he has him pretend to be like a stuffed animal, like stay still, don't move.
Oh, that makes sense.
But then he like wants when they go to get on a train, because the stump that he comes out of, there's no door there anymore. So Christopher Robin decides to take him back to his childhood home, which is coincidentally where his family has gone for the weekend because he didn't go with them. He was supposed to go.
Okay.
And he goes and ends up going through the stump after Winnie the Pooh, and then meets everybody, and it's the whole thing. But it's really a touching movie. It's very good.
Okay.
The effects are so good that I can't tell what they did.
Right. It's gotten pretty good with like that kind of thing. It's probably a little bit easier because you don't have to worry about
the Uncanny Valley. Because
the Uncanny Valley, yeah, because it's a stuffed animal. It's already like an inanimate object. I mean, not to say that it probably wasn't tricky to animate to make it look real, but it's probably a little bit easier because you don't have to worry about underneath muscle, like that kind of thing.
The weird thing is they're designed to look like stuffed animals.
Right.
Because that's what he would have seen them as. So there's a point, I think, where you see one of them walking, and there's like lumps of extra material on the outside while it's still moving underneath.
Oh, right.
Which is very strange. Which is why I think he might have been a puppet, but I don't know.
It could be that CG is that good.
It could be.
Or it could be a puppet. I just can't imagine a puppet would make it a lot more complicated.
Well, there's definitely some scenes where it had to be CG.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Especially when it's talking.
Right.
But, man, it's really good CG.
Yeah. It's almost kind of like Ted. Like when they had, I think Ted was pretty, realistic for, a stuffed bear kind of thing.
Yeah, Ted looked good, but I think there's a difference.
Oh, yeah.
I think you'll see it.
Because this is Disney.
Yeah.
Disney doesn't do anything, cheap or anything. They have all the money.
You were going to swear again. You were going to say half something.
Yes, I was. But,
we don't do that at the skis.
Yes. I don't know. It could be a shock jock. You have to bleep me out.
Shocking.
But no, it sounds so. You would recommend this movie?
Yeah, I'd strongly recommend it. It's the perfect, family-friendly movie. It might be a little slow for young kids that would get distracted, but it's really good. It's very Disney, very old school Disney.
And you said Agent Carter's in it.
Agent Carter's in it, whose name I'm blanking on.
I can't think of her name right now either. I know it too.
She was on Agent Carter.
Yes.
She's been in other stuff.
She's
too.
been in a lot of other
She was
things.
in a really good episode of Black Mirror.
Yes. But like hasn't like she did have a show for a little while where she was like I think it was like she was like a president's daughter or something like that, and then she was trying to be a lawyer.
Oh, was that Conviction?
I think that was Conviction.
I think it was the second show I'd heard of called Conviction, because I think there was another one of those shows.
Okay.
With Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, where he was trying to act.
Oh, I do remember that show. What is the name of it?
I think it's called Conviction.
The same show?
I think they had the same name.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's a courtroom thing, right? What else are you going to call it?
Yeah. Haley Atwell.
That's it.
Yes. It finally came back to me.
Yeah.
Because of the internet.
In case you heard that clicking.
Yes. So yeah, Haley Atwell. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Conviction. I think you're right. But weird. I don't know. Honestly, they should have never canceled Agent Carter.
They shouldn't have. Speaking of super spies.
Yes.
I saw another spy movie.
Yes, he's the spy who dumped me.
Yes, that's the name of it.
Yeah.
With Mila Kunis and the crazy-eyed girl from Ghostbusters.
She has a name?
Kate McKinnon?
Yes.
Hey, I didn't think I actually remembered it.
No, you did.
Yeah, Kate McKinnon's in it, and Gillian Anderson also.
Yeah.
But barely. She's barely there. So don't go in hoping to see Gillian Anderson,
Or do,
who always has blonde hair now, and she'll never be a redhead again.
Oh, really?
I don't think I've seen her with red hair in anything outside of the X-Files recently. And she's been in a lot of stuff.
What was that? She was on that British show with the Fall, not the Fall.
Falling.
Fall.
No, it might have been the Fall. She was on Hannibal. I don't think she had red hair in that, right?
No, she was definitely blonde in that.
And she was in what was it? Oh, American Gods.
American Gods.
Blonde hair as well. Well, red hair in one scene, but it's black and white, so.
Yeah, you can't tell.
But yeah,
but it's not about her. It's
not.
So Spy Who Dumped Me. It's about a girl who I guess didn't know she was dating a spy, kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah. So the very beginning, she there's this really cool fight and chase scene in Latvia. I think it takes place, that first scene. And then it cuts back to her at a birthday party for herself with her best friend, who's Kate McKinnon. So Mila Kunis is the main character.
Okay.
Kate McKinnon's her best friend. And you find out that she's just been dumped through text.
Oh, wow.
By her boyfriend.
That's cold.
Yeah, it's like really cold, and that's... So anyway, and then you gradually find out that her boyfriend was a spy because these people really want to find out where he is, and it's other spies.
Okay.
Guys, one guy's from the CIA, the other's from MI6.
Okay, so does he have like something that they want, like information or?
Well, he has something they want.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it because.
Okay. No, if that's a big thing to it, then no. But you said really funny.
Really funny. Raunchy, of course, because.
Yeah.
That's the way you make comedies now. Most of the time.
Sometimes, yeah.
Most of the time, it's not a lot of them are PG comedies anymore.
Yeah, there aren't too many. But I don't know. I think some comedies work really well that they don't have to rely on that.
But this is very. If this wasn't. This was not. Let me rephrase.
Okay.
This was not a Paul Feig comedy.
Okay.
But it reminded me of Paul Feig comedies when he made them.
Like Spy and Bridesmaids and stuff.
Where it's raunchy, but it's mostly dialogue. Although there is one scene that was very unnecessary.
Okay.
And it's violent, but it needs to be.
Oh, okay.
It is good. Like the action is good in it too. When it's happening.
Okay.
There's a crazy gymnast assassin.
Model. Oh, I think they show her in the trailer, like a couple times.
Super creepy.
Okay. Is that so? I forget. Is she somebody famous? I can't remember who.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Okay.
She does some insane stuff, and then there's one other thing that I'm not going to spoil anything beyond that. Cirque du Soleil is in it.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. I mean, I like Cirque du Soleil.
Kate McKinnon, definitely acting weird. I guess she'll never just act normal in a movie.
Yeah, I can't think of one movie where she played like a normal-ish kind of person or character.
But now I can officially say I've seen the entire cast of Ghostbusters in comedies outside of Ghostbusters. And they're all funny.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that movie didn't work. It's not the director, it's not the writer.
It's definitely not that. It was a badly written movie.
And then yet that guy writes great comedies.
I know. It's just like, I have a feeling there was a lot of studio stuff like
you think they just
pushed on them.
consistently interfered?
I think there was a lot of interference.
But then it became this sort of, I don't know. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, but
I could rant about that movie all day.
But it is, I think universally, like everybody kind of like knows that was not a good excerpt from the Ghostbusters franchise.
So if you want to see a great version of Ghostbusters, watch The Spy Who Dumped Me.
Yes.
I don't think there's any. Well, you technically say there's a ghost in it.
Yeah, because you're right. Like all the. Does somebody die? Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to say it.
Okay.
There's a lot of people die.
Okay. All right.
A lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Killing spree.
There's a scene at the very beginning where a guy runs out of a room naked, which is I think the only nudity in the entire movie. And he's an assassin trying to kill somebody else, and he just gets shoved right through a window. And that's the first, I think, official murder not by the spy in the movie.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of murder, and not a lot of it's done by spies.
License to Kill?
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
Strongly recommend.
Okay. And speaking of somebody who's been in spy movies, it was just announced the other day, Ruby Rose is going to play Batwoman, which is really huge. One, because it's the Arrowverse, I guess is what they call it. It's the Arrowverse shows, the DC like TV shows, not connected to Titans.
No, I mean it is. That's part of the Arrowverse.
No,
I think it is.
Not at all. Thank God, too, because well, they also call it the Berlantiverse, kind of like the Shondaverse, like Shonda Rhimes.
How can they make such a good television show as the first season of Arrow, which is the only one I watched?
It's good. I like that one.
Don't get too mad at me. And then just consistently mess up every other idea they have. Like, wouldn't you think they would say, hey, Arrow guy who made this great television show,
right,
we're going to put you in charge of our TV programming in general.
Right.
Do not let us mess this up.
Right.
By making this Teen Titans travesty.
It is kind of strange that they did that. But then they didn't listen to him when he wrote the Green Lantern movie either.
Oh, he wrote that?
He wrote that. They took out everything he put in, as I understand it. It was really, like, not... Like, he had, like, a whole bunch of different ideas that were in there, because he loves that character. But they kind of just
never bring it back.
Yeah, so they just threw all that out. I mean, they are going to do a Green Lantern movie.
No, Deadpool killed it.
No.
I think he did. I think I remember that.
Just not with Ryan Reynolds. I heard that they're going to do a Green Lantern Corps movie.
Okay, so a bunch of them?
A bunch of them.
That's great.
But I heard they want to do it more like as like a buddy cop kind of like fun thing. Like, this just people are speculating right now, so who knows?
The best looking movie they have upcoming in their universe is Shazam.
Shazam. It looks amazing.
And that's
and a lot of fun.
So.
And a lot of fun. And, I mean, I didn't see anything for the Wonder Woman 84 thing yet, but I'm sure that's probably going to be pretty good, too. I hope so. But, so the big news, Ruby Rose as Batwoman, is what they're going to do is they have these big crossover events. They're going to introduce her there, and then she's going to spin off into her own show, which I think it's great, because this is kind of like their backdoor way of getting maybe Batman into the regular TV series.
Well, they did Superman.
They did Superman, and that's kind of what they did with what was it? An Arrow. They kind of got Ra's al Ghul into Arrow because they kept mentioning the League of Assassins. They had one of his daughters show up. Like, they kept like hinting and hinting until they were kind of like, well, we've put so much of it in there. Why don't you just give us Ra's al Ghul? And then they did, which was kind of interesting.
So, my question to you would be this then: if they're capable of putting these characters in their shows, why don't they just make this part of their cinematic universe?
There have been talks about that too.
Because the best thing they could do is bring Arrow into the Justice League.
Why not? Have the Green Arrow be like in there now.
The guy's old enough at this point to
Yeah.
match with like Ben Affleck and those other characters. He's been doing it, what, 10 years? This is
10 years. And this, honestly, this season of Arrow actually looks the most interesting. It was the original idea for they were going to do a Green Arrow movie where Green Arrow's in prison. So this year is like, I forget exactly what happened, but spoiler alert, Oliver Queen's in prison. And, he put a lot of guys in there. So it's like, that's kind of like an interesting aspect of it.
Maybe he'll go back to murder.
Probably is. Well, he doesn't really stop entirely. Like, he kind of doesn't, only when he has to, kind of thing. So there is a lot of that. Like, I think they'll probably, like, I'm hoping they're going to do the Batwoman series as like the comics did it. She's got a detective kind of thing to it, but she's also kind of like, it's more about the occult a little bit more, like that kind of stuff. Like, she has some supernatural crimes, but it's like, it's more of Batman's rogues in that respect. But that is kind of another thing, because there is a Batman show out, Gotham.
Yeah.
Gotham's out there, and they do a lot of the rogues in Gotham. Like, the Penguin's there, and a form of the Joker's there, and, like, they kind of make references to Poison Ivy and Catwoman and Harley Quinn. I'm wondering, like, is that show ending soon? Is Gotham ending soon?
Probably.
Because Disney bought most of the TV, and I can't imagine they're going to keep, like, a Warner Brothers show on that network. But I don't know how that's going to work. But
maybe they'll bring back Rakes.
Yeah.
I guess is what we're really wondering.
Yes. And, she calls herself Batwoman. She's inspired by Batman. So I'm just wondering how long until, like, he shows up or somebody from that, like, kind of shows up. She's in Gotham, so I'm just like, I'm just wondering how that all is going to work.
What's her name? Like
Kate Kane.
Kate Kane. They could just call it Kate. Kate Kane. Raising Kane.
Raising Kane? No. No, but
I don't know if they'd call it Batwoman.
Oh, they're going to call it Batwoman. Why not? Because
then they have to do something.
Yeah. If she's wearing a bat on her chest, they can't just say, she's not a Wayne. Kate. She's not a Wayne.
She's Kate Kane.
She's not a Grayson.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they would. They're weird.
I think they are.
Warner Brothers is very strange.
Because Batman isn't, like, lately, and honestly, they've got both on, they've got, like, Flash movie, and they're working on now, and they already have a Flash show that's, like, 5 seasons in. So
love to see.
Why not? They've had the Suicide Squad was first on the Arrow, like, they had the Arrow shows, they had the Suicide Squad on there, and then they killed them all, I think, pretty much. Like, they had Deadshot and all the, like, they didn't have Harley, but they almost did. They make a reference to her. And they had Amanda Waller, like, all that stuff. So, I don't know.
Someday I'll continue that show.
That's okay. You don't have to.
Oh, I do.
It's all on Netflix, I think, now.
Probably.
Pretty much all of them. You can watch that. You can watch Riverdale.
No.
Watch all the CW shows. iZombie. iZombie.
I do like iZombie.
This last season, I just finished up the last season. It was good. I can't wait for the next one, which is going to be their final season, which kind of stinks because the show is really good.
He ends his shows too early.
He does. I don't think it was his choice though in this case.
No, it was his choice.
Yeah.
What's his name again? Rob Thomas.
Rob Thomas.
Yep.
Not
Matchbox 20. Rob Thomas.
Matchbox Rob 20. Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20 does show up on iZombie.
Does he?
Yes. Oh, you didn't see that episode?
No.
I think it was like the second or third season. Like he shows up. It's really good. It's really funny. He's like playing a corporate event and zombies attack, which is great.
So he becomes a zombie?
I don't know if he becomes a zombie or they eat him.
Either way.
Yeah.
Kind of like an Idle Hands situation.
Yeah.
Where Dexter Holland
gets eaten, yes.
He gets scalped.
Does he?
Yeah. In Idle Hands, like they just...
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because it's just the one hand, it's not zombies.
That's true. And in other TV news, Patrick Stewart is apparently coming back to play Jean-Luc Picard again, which is kind of crazy. I figured he would have been done. He's like, I did your Star Trek, I did your movies, then I was Professor X, I did those movies. I don't have to do anything else. But he wants to come back and actually do Star Trek again. Which, I don't know, I guess it's going to be on they have their streaming service, so I know that's part of they have Star Trek Discovery's on there, which takes place before.
Well, they just put it on CBS too, though, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
Would they take it off CBS?
I have no clue. I have no idea what that he's going to do.
It's such a massive risk to move everything to a streaming service.
It's true. And
in order to be successful, you need to not dilute the market to a certain extent, and that's what a lot of these companies are going to do.
It's going to be see what's going to happen after a few years. Like that's kind of like the big thing. It's like they're spending a lot of money right now. Like I think Amazon spent like the most for the Lord of the Rings show that they're going to be making. I think they spent over, I forget, just to get the rights it's over $100 million. Like I can't even imagine what they're going to do.
Yeah, man. Call it first show Downtown Hobbiton.
Yes. I imagine they're going to do like 20 shows that are about
Hobbiton.
Which I'm just like, you could kind of do it, like Lord of the Rings has a lot of different places you can go, but those Hobbit movies weren't that great. They were okay. Would have been a lot better if they would let Guillermo del Toro do it like he wanted to as 2 movies, but
I don't know why it needed to be 3.
It didn't. That was kind of like again, pressure from the studio. And then there was that whole mess with the unions because they wanted to keep it in New Zealand. And then...
Well, yeah, because otherwise why is anybody ever going to visit there?
Well, yeah. Actually, I heard New Zealand's really beautiful.
Yeah, for the hobbits.
Yes. Yeah. I've had some family who've gone there. They really liked it.
Sorry, New Zealand. My fault.
It is your fault.
Beautiful country.
That's the Pebble coming at you.
Are they a country or like a city-state?
Oh my god. Stop talking. So, yeah, New Zealand.
What's that giant eye in the sky? Giant flaming eye up there.
That's right.
It must be New Zealand.
I think they should just have a giant tower in the middle of their... Like a lighthouse that is just the Eye of Sauron, just constantly going.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why would you do anything other than that?
Yeah.
But it's that and Flight of the Conchords. That's what you're known for. Get over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that, New Zealand.
Is that why you're making that reference? Because in Flight of the Conchords, they have like the posters in the New Zealand offices for travel. It was like, it's just like Lord of the Rings.
No, I wasn't.
You didn't see that in Flight of the Conchords?
I've seen some of Flight of the Conchords, but I've never seen that.
They have like a thing in the background where it's just like, It's like New Zealand. It's just like Lord of the Rings. Like they have that on their posters.
Well, that's what it is. That's why they film it there, is because it's the Shire.
It's true.
Middle Earth.
Yeah, you can do a whole tour now. They have a whole... I think that it's like they have a whole Lord of the Rings tour or whatever.
Do you think somewhere in the dead center of New Zealand there's just a patch of dirt that they call Middle Earth?
No.
I bet you they do.
Nope.
Like the North Pole.
No.
Yeah, Middle Earth, in the middle of New Zealand.
Alright,
The city-state.
Absolutely. I bet they do. Peter Jackson is their mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in other TV news, Lock and Key got picked up by Netflix.
Yay!
Finally, after 2 different pilots that were shut down. And I heard about the first one. It was supposed to be really good. I don't know why they keep doing... I don't know. It seems like it's a great concept that would work really well.
Maybe it's just tough to make into a show.
They've made other things that I would think would be tougher. And Joe Hill is... like, he's made a few of his things. And I think they're making... what's his... I forget the last one that they're like book he did that they're making. I think it's like a vampire book. I think it's Nosferatu or something like along those lines. That they're making that into a movie. He did Horns, which I thought was I thought that was a good movie with Harry Potter.
I didn't see it.
No? You should see it. It's definitely worth watching. Good movie.
It must be.
Just randomly a guy wakes up one day and he has horns. He can't get rid of them. And then people in the town start going crazy. It's actually pretty good.
Darn satyrs.
Yeah. Oh no. Devil horns, sir.
Devil horns?
He is marked by the devil. So, we haven't done a little bit of...
Spoiler.
No, believe me,
the skis?
That's like in the first 10 minutes. Wait, it's called Horns. What do you think it was?
I was thinking satyr horns.
No. Oh, it goes dark. But it's good. I mean, it's good in that weird kind of like parable kind of like story. But like modern day parable. So, Pebble. We haven't done some redesigning in a while.
Oh, yeah.
And we do have some gaming news. Red Dead 2 is coming out.
That's true.
Looks amazing. They just released some footage that I just couldn't believe, like how good it looked, how in depth it looked. I thought the last Red Dead was very in depth. This one is even further in than that. They definitely they up the graphics, the design, like everything, and it's not a matter of like you can just ride past dudes and wave hi to them on the horse, or somebody's like you see somebody get shot or whatever, you can get involved or not get involved, or like and save people, not save people. It's interesting like to see like all the stuff you can actually do in it. They have card games. You can trade at saloons and go to the bar, like all that stuff. So I think it's probably one of the most like engrossing, biggest worlds I've ever seen designed, and very detailed. It looks so real. Like they're riding across the plains, and like as they're riding past, the horses like brush up against like the brush, and it looks real, like the grass just waving and stuff. It's amazing.
I can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
That was the only Rockstar game I ever 100%ed. Like, I did everything in that.
You did everything the last one?
Yeah, and I don't think I don't know if I'll do that again. I don't know if I have the time anymore, but
okay.
I'm sure it's going to be brilliant. And did they show anything from online or just single?
I don't think they showed anything online just yet, but I imagine that's going to be a part of it.
Well, now imagine that open world and you're just hanging out with your friends in it.
It's true. Because, that's what the last Grand Theft Auto was, too.
It was. I just don't know how they'll handle... I don't think it's going to have the same replayability. Okay. Because it's tough to tell people that you're moving away from crazy DeLoreans that fly now and helicopters that can pick up things with, like, super magnets on them.
Yeah. Battleships
and running your own gang.
Right.
To, the Wild West.
The Wild West.
It's tough to go back.
Flying horses and I don't know.
The reason they'll never make like a Civil War game, right? Like World War II is the earliest that makes a lot of money. Even
Right.
World War I, Battlefield 1 did not, I don't think, do as well as they wanted it to.
Is that Rockstar?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
I don't think you can make as much money as you ever could with something like Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
Modern is always going to be bigger.
Yeah, that's true. And this is probably, I mean, it's so... I think it would be harder to do an open world World War II game than to do something where it's like... Where this is, where it's like...
They did it once.
The frontier. Which one?
Saboteur.
That was completely...
Pandemic, yeah.
That was open world?
Open world.
But it was like, what, just Paris, right?
Yeah. But
Okay.
Still,
No, it's true.
just Paris.
Well, I'm just saying...
Every time you see somebody, they run away.
There's more things that happen than just Paris. Right.
Well, this is what, Montana? Red Dead 2?
I think so. And it's...
Well, I don't know. Was the last one Texas?
I don't think so. I don't think it was... Was it Texas?
It had to be, because you go into Mexico.
Okay.
It had to be the South, at least.
This one seems like it's more like the northern territories.
Okay. Well, we'll see. It might be like smaller versions of states.
Yeah. And it's Red Dead... It's real places? I forget. Is it real or is it fake places?
I think it was real. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I'll just be excited to go hunting again. And like
They show a little bit of that. They show like that there was even like a wolves and bear, and like they kind of show like they looked amazing too. There's like a part where like it looked like a couple of wolves were like about to attack a bear. Like they say that the hunting and fishing and like the deer, of course, and that's also part of the game too, because you can make your outlaw camp, because this is the era where it's like the industrial age is kind of like coming with the railroads and stuff, and the outlaw is kind of like going out, so it's kind of like everybody's trying to pull their like last jobs before they kind of like get out of things, before the marshals kind of move in.
Well, it's got to be probably late 19th century, very
Yeah.
late, because the last one was like 1904 or something.
Okay.
And this is a prequel.
Is it a prequel? I thought it was like after.
No.
Okay.
It can't possibly be.
I thought it was because I thought the one was a kid of the main character.
No. John Marston's in it,
Okay.
and he does not make it out of the first one.
Oh, okay. All right.
The end of the first one, if you continue it, after he dies in a gunfight.
In the first Red Dead?
In the first Red Dead, he
I
dies
remember
near the
him
end of the
die-
game.
I don't remember him dying.
Oh, he dies. It's the worst moment ever in gaming, because it took something probably the best character, and the story needed to end there. Like, his story needed to end that way. It just works for storytelling.
Because I think isn't the end of the game like he's like going after a Pinkerton guy?
His kid.
Right.
He plays his kid.
Right.
And he's awful. He's awful. He's got this whiny voice. You hate him. And then, like, all the other stuff that you need to do post-game that you want to, like, if you want to finish your hunting or whatever, he plays this stupid kid.
See, I thought it was his kid all grown up.
No.
And that was, like, the character you were playing for the new one.
No, it's a prequel. It's
Okay.
when he's in the Dutch Vanderlyn gang. But you
Okay.
don't play as him.
Alright.
You play as a different guy.
Gotcha. Alright. And that's the thing, like, you make, like, an outlaw camp, like, you have to feed them, like, you talk to different, like, it says, like, the more people you talk to, the more stuff is revealed. Like, there's a lot of different things that, you get from interacting in it. And it looks, I can't believe how good it looks. I can't imagine how long it took them to make just so many random,
Probably
like,
10 years.
costumes, other outlaw gangs, like, everything. It's insane.
Can't wait to tie somebody to the railroad tracks again.
You could do that, or you could be, robbing stage. Like, it looks like there's, like, you could go on trains and rob trains, stagecoaches, like, all that stuff is still in there. It looks incredible.
I'm sure there's bounty missions again.
Oh, I'm sure.
You could tame wild horses. That was a big thing in the first one.
They even say in the horses, there's a thing of, like, how you treat them, is how they react to you a little bit more. Like, there's, like...
I don't know how I feel about that.
There's a part where I saw him, like, brushing his horse, And there's also different horses. Like it's not just like one generic horse. So they have like Clydesdales and what are they called? Like Andalusian, black Andalusian.
My Little Ponies.
My Little Pony. So Pinkie Pooh, if you don't treat Pinkie Pooh right,
I think it's Pinkie Pie.
Pinkie Pie, she kicks you off.
That's right. Twilight
right.
Sparkle or whatever.
That's right. Was it Rainbow? No.
Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash.
I know all the ponies.
You do?
I have a niece.
That's not the reason.
You're right.
Pebbles he's a brony.
Pebble.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Pebble's
Do you
a
see
brony.
Bam Bam over here?
No.
Calm down, skis.
So there was that they just released, and also Smash Brothers, which could be argued as one of the greatest fighting games of all time. Oh, we'll just say it. It is the greatest fighting game of all time.
I don't know how to give you a harder look.
I'm kidding. I was always a Street Fighter kid growing up.
Oh.
But I have to say it is one of the more fun fighting games.
It's a blast, and they have 1 billion characters.
1 billion characters. And they just announced the new ones are going to be... They're adding Simon Belmont. So, Castlevania characters.
Does Konami just hate people?
I don't know.
Because they're not making a new one. They can't be. Konami hates every property it owns. They just love pachinko machines.
That's where they make their money. But, yeah, I guess Castlevania... Like, I don't think they're making another Castlevania. They're making more Castlevania animated cartoons and stuff, but...
There's 2 Konami characters in this game now.
Yeah.
Because there's Snake.
Right.
Snake Plissken.
I know.
Solid Snake.
Solid Snake. Call me Snake.
It took you long enough.
Yeah. So, they're adding Richter Belmont and Simon Belmont. Dark Samus, I think, is one, and then...
Dark Samus doesn't really count because it's a reskin.
Yeah, it's just like an echo.
Just like Richter is a reskin of Simon.
Exactly. But I guess they still count as characters you can play. And then there's King K. Rool, which is from
Donkey
Kong Country.
He's the giant gator.
He is. Love them gators.
He's the Gary Busey of this game.
The Gary Busey of this game. Okay. But yeah, they keep adding more and more stuff. I keep wondering where they're going to stop with the characters. Or are they just going to keep more and more DLC or what?
Well, now they can just... The last one, they had DLC characters, which is how you ended up with Bayonetta and Cloud and I think Corrin.
Yeah.
But now, I'm sure there'll be even more, because everybody's upset, the internet is upset, because there's still no Waluigi in it.
Yeah.
Wario?
Because there is a Wario, right.
But I can't see why they wouldn't do... Microsoft has said they're willing to work with Nintendo on it, and that means Rare, because what else? You're not going to put Master Chief in it. Although you could with Solid Snake.
It's true.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see Banjo-Kazooie show up.
I could see that happening, definitely.
Like, have Banjo with Kazooie, and that's all you need. But then, I don't know, could they have done Joanna Dark instead? Because that's more Nintendo iconic. True. Is Banjo-Kazooie more Nintendo? I don't know.
Because they were working on another, like, Perfect Dark game.
They are. It's, one of those studios that Microsoft just bought, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There's also the Playground Games guys are making Fable. They'll never admit it, but they're making
That's definitely what they're doing. And they'd be stupid not to, because that Fables has, like, such a like, deep, like, love. People love that game.
Yeah.
And they've been waiting a while for it.
With Molyneux on it, it might come out to be the game that they say it's going to be.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
But then I also kind of think, well, what about stuff like The Witcher? Like, it's such a, like Fable is almost kind of like passé. I mean, The Witcher has such a great story and depth to it as well.
But The Witcher's more for adult.
Okay.
Like Fable, I think they're rated M. I want to say all of them were rated M.
Because you go pretty evil on it. Like, you can, like, go that...
Right, but it's... Like, The Witcher is you're there for the story.
Right.
And some of the action. But Fable, you're there for the fun.
Yeah.
It's light, right? You could be evil, but it's still lighthearted.
Right.
I don't know. It's Disney Pixar versus Warner Brothers superhero movies, apparently.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to see a new Fable, and I want to see it done right.
Right.
It's also simple.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But we thought it'd be fun, since we haven't done some designing in a while, mashing together the Smash Brothers characters with another, let's say, team of heroes, the Avengers, since we're going to be waiting a while for whatever Avengers Infinity War is going to be called, 2. We thought it'd be fun to do like a mashup of characters.
Oh my god, I came up with a name for Avengers Infinity War 2.
What's it?
Avengers. All snap.
I think somebody even I've seen a reference to that.
Did they?
Maybe.
That's a shame.
I don't know. It seems like something that would be like somebody would pick up on that. But maybe you're the first.
I don't know. I haven't.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
Bob's calling it here first.
Pebble.
Pebbles.
Pebble.
Pebble.
I'm singular, you're plural.
Pebble in the skis. So we thought it'd be fun to mash up some characters and stuff, and I'll have it posted, of course, on our or my Instagram and stuff, and you can check it out.
Yeah, you can hook me up with it. I'll tweet it out.
So it'll be like combinations of odd characters. You know, obviously the main Avengers, Captain America, you know, Iron Man, Hulk, all those characters mashed up with characters like Mario and Link and Yoshi and a few other odds and ends in there, Samus and Zelda and stuff. So it should be really fun.
I'm excited.
I can't wait to do it.
You guys should send yours as well.
Exactly.
Show us what you think.
Yeah, and as always, you can hashtag it Precarious Pixels, and we can check it out. You can even email or send us your own designs if you want to mash up your Smash Brothers characters with your favorite Avenger, and you know, create a new character all of your own. You can also check us out. We're on Spreaker and Stitcher. Review us on iTunes, as always. And you can find Bob.
I'm on Twitter under Martin_Bob, but Martin spelled weird is Marton. In case you guys didn't get that.
Yeah,
and
but not Pebble.
Pebble. You could also find me on Twitter at Pebble.
Yes.
Don't do that.
No, that's not true. And you can find me on the Instagrams at Tim Martinek, all one word. And of course, we have our YouTube channel, Precarious Pixels, as well. So get out designing. I'd love to see like what you guys come up with. Some Smash Brothers, some Avengers like mashups. It'll be a lot of fun.
I'm excited.
And as always, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
To do a little redesigning with us, you can find Bob at Martin Marton_BOB on Twitter, and you can find me on Instagram at Tim Martinek, all one word, TIMMARTINEC. And you can join in us, have some fun, do your redesigns for this week's redesign. It's a lot of fun for us to do this, but we like to see fresh ideas and fresh artists like doing what they do as well. You can also hashtag it Precarious Pixels and we'll find it as well.